Hey guys, it's Quickie Baby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and a brand new Clan Wars campaign has just begun, and one of the possible options, or shall I say the brand new option for if you're successful in it, is to pick the Tier 10 Chinese reward tank, the 121B. I played around with this vehicle for a couple of hours so I can give you a preview on it to let you know if I think it's worth picking, and alternatively if you have no interest in Clan Wars and you don't stand a chance of picking one of these up, how to take them out effectively when they hit the battlefield in a few weeks. Tier 10 Chinese medium tank, the 121, is famous for its 122mm main armament with the highest alpha damage on any medium tank in the game. The 121B, however, forgoes this 122mm to use 105mm, which is very similar to the gun that's on the Centurion Action 10, as it gets APCR as standard, a lot like the Centurion Action 10, the M48 pattern, pretty much all of the other Tier 10 medium tanks apart from the 121, which has AP rounds on its standard ammunition. Next up, its heat rounds have 330mm of penetration, and the vehicle also gets HEP rounds, which is the equivalent of HESH rounds. They have 105mm of penetration, 480 damage, making them very efficient at taking out lightly armored tanks quickly. And when we compare those to the high explosive rounds on the standard 121, we can see that they've only got 68mm of penetration, even though their alpha damage is slightly higher, as you would expect with a higher caliber gun. And so that's something to consider when you're engaging a 121B, that if you're in a very lightly armored tank, he might try and inflate his DPM with the HEP rounds. However, he is certainly going to have to try and do everything that he can to inflate the DPM of this tank, because it is simply tragic. It's less than 2,300. That DPM really is absolutely awful. The standard 121 with 2,750 DPM has nearly 20% more DPM than the new 121B. And when we compare it to the T62A, the T62A has got nearly 27% DPM more than the new reward vehicle. It's the same apart from, in theory, the side of the tank, which is meant to have 160mm, but it's not very well angled, as we can see here, so you're not really going to be pulling off many ricochets from the side. So let's see how the vehicle would perform in a hull down situation. We can see that some parts of the cheeks here are at about 250, other parts of the turret are absolutely fantastic. The other side, again, 250, some areas 270. That means that it's a 50-50 really whether a Tier 10 medium tank is going to go through you, and you're certainly not going to be bouncing rounds from Tier 10 tank destroyers or anyone firing premium rounds at you. As soon as you don't depress the gun, it becomes an even worse story for the tank. There are many holes in the front of the vehicle. You've also got cupolas, and like the Soviet medium tanks, you have this weak point on top that is capable of being overmatched by 100mm guns and more. And so the 121B, while it certainly does have a very good turret, it just simply can't compare to the awesomeness that is the T62A turret. If this tank is hull down against you, you have such thin opportunities to be able to hit him on the cheeks. And all above here is like 300 to 50, up to 600 in some parts of this armor. It really is an incredible turret. And the weakness is so much less prominent, you have to be almost above the tank to be able to take advantage of it, because the weakest part of the top of the vehicle is 58 rather than the 30 that we see on the 121B. But I think that's quite enough theory crafting. Let's get stuck into some gameplay.
Nope.
我们把目标干掉了。再来一炮，他们就完蛋。一侧履带被击中，重创敌人。
Nope.